Hi, my name is Aemal Sayer. I'm a software engineer building AI agents. So in this episode, basically the first episode of this playlist where I do live vibe coding, you will see me solve a problem that I have in one of my open source projects that converts an MD into Google Doc. It's basically an HTTP request node on n8n, and we'll see what's the problem. So I gave this workshop a week ago, last Saturday, and in this exact moment of this video, I use this URL, it doesn't work, and now is the time that we go and fix this. So, but it actually, for the context, it actually works if I go to this playlist where I have recorded the part where I'm testing this Markdown. Okay, it's this one, finalizing and formatting Google Docs. So here, when I click on this, I'm showing what needs to be done, which we'll do for the context of this video. And then literally when I execute this, somewhere here, yeah, you can see that it works. So it is Google. The main problem, which I will explain in just a minute in more detail, is that this was working before while I was recording this video, but during the workshop it failed. There's a bug in it. It throws a 400, some authentication issues apparently. And I will do some live coding and try to solve it. So let's see how it goes. Alrighty, so let's start from the beginning. This is the project. If you want to contribute, I would really appreciate. It is right here. It has only 2 stars. Oh, 7 stars, nice. And it's basically a project that you'll see what it does. So usually what is the problem in n8n that you don't have, let me explain it in detail. So when you have like, let's go actually and build everything from scratch so that you can follow my thinking. So I will trigger something on a click, it's okay. And I will put an AI agent here and put a model to this. I'm not sure why this comes in front. So let's put ChatGPT. 4.0 mini is okay. And the output, I wanted to go to Google Docs. And let's create a Google Doc. Let's just give it test123. It can go to the root level. And then from here, we basically update that Google Doc. Okay, it needs the previous one to execute. Let's put a system message here. Can you please summarize the following content and make it in MD format? What do I need here? I just need something to, can you please generate content that is an interview process between a full stack developer and a recruiter. The transcript of 1 hour interview call. So it's a big interview call. It may come like as a content from a transcript service, but we want to summarize it. Oh, it's already generating it in the clean format, but it's okay. I just needed some text, so let's go grab that. It's enough, this much. And then I paste it here, and if I execute, I should see some content that's coming out as MD Markdown. So, not sure why it's taking time. Perfect. So we do see this Markdown coming out of this step, and this should create this this document. I have this document here. Let's go see which, here. So it created this document here, and if I go and execute this part, oh, we didn't do anything here. So let's put this ID here and the output in this text. If I execute this, now you will see that basically this is I believe this is a problem in n8n. I don't know, maybe I don't know that there might be like a toggle to turn on to turn it into MD, or maybe n8n already has some backlog to fix this problem. But I want this to be cleaned up, like I want it to look nicer. So what I have done is I have created a service, a tiny service. Just for the sake of this to work, I would like to do one thing. I'd like to save this as n8n Google Docs, and then we will go and clone this so that I can create, and we may need to come back to this anytime anyways. So I'll duplicate this, I'll call it n8n to MD service, so that this is basically the one that I will be replacing with my project, and then we find out what's the problem. Alrighty, so here I deleted that, as you saw, and I just changed this to post. How I follow is basically this instruction from this project. I have a video here which I show exactly how this thing works. I launched it like 2 weeks ago. Basically in this video you will see all the details of this. What we need to do is like change that to post and then put these changes here. So I'm gonna grab this here, go here and copy paste this URL in here. Authentication has to be predefined credential type, and credential type needs to be Google Docs OAuth 2, and we need to pass a few things on the body. So a few things is like output and file name. So if we see it here, so it's going to be output and file name, just to make sure that I'm not making any mistakes there. So I'm going to send the body as JSON. One would be output. If I execute the previous node, okay. Perhaps we need all the, okay, it executes all the previous nodes, which is absolutely fine. That's what exactly I want. Now I have this output that goes basically to this output here, and I need to execute a file name. I will just add one file name here, and I'll call it test 456. So 123 was that one, and 456. And now it's giving me an error. There we go. So basically that is the problem. We need to solve this problem. And I'll just continue solving it live, and let's see if we can find a good solution for this. All right, so the first thing I will do is I will spin off the project locally. So it's here. I have my cursor open. I believe I built it with Bun, but let's check it out. I forgot almost. So yeah, it is with Bun. So I just need to run Bun run serve. It should spin off the project. Bun run serve. It's using Google Firebase functions. So it's just for the sake of scalability, I use Firebase functions. So if everything is running properly on my system, there we go. It is running properly on my system. So it's running on port 5001. I just need to ngrok that, ngrok 5001, and grab this URL from here, go to this place, paste it here, but it's not that much only. It has to be replaced with, I believe, this part. Okay, and it should just work. Now let me execute it and see if it goes down to, yeah, it is wired correctly. Oh, actually it created the document. Apparently something is wrong with my Google Docs deployment then. Oh, now I remember. There was another issue. It was creating it during the conference. It was creating this, but it was creating this empty document. So it is actually creating this thing, but it's empty. So I may need to see what's that problem. But that 400 error was another problem. So it is like now we are in between two problems. Because the current deployed version, if we go back here, even we may need to, well, I will just cut this and md2 docs.n8n.aemalsayer.com. If I test this, it's sending all the data as expected. Yeah, so here we are receiving a not found. I thought this is the right URL, but let's check it. Let's check it. Seems to be doc, not docs. So in this case, so there are two problems basically. We need to first find out. This is also working now. Nice. Was there an authentication problem, or what was the problem? Oh, then there is this one problem. I don't know what was a 400 that we just recorded earlier, or the 500 internal server error. But exactly this is, to be honest, the error I remember from inside the workshop. It was not a 400 or 500 error. It was an error that basically shows like an empty document. So let's find out what's that problem. So maybe it's just like one small issue. What I will do is as I said, it's vibe coding, so I'll just do vibe coding. It's with agents. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Can you please find out why it creates an empty document? This is the log from terminal. The good thing is that both the deployed version and the local version are behaving the same, so it's no cloud configuration issues, apparently. Otherwise, I hate debugging Firebase's console. That's working fine, so let's find out what's the problem. So it's checking these files properly. Apparently it hits here first. What did it say? I already have, based on the code I have reviewed and logs and provide now check the. Did it change something or not? Let's look at this. But it is already being served. Why does it want to run it? Oh, it added some logs, I think. Okay, I will do this. After reviewing code logs, I can see that the issue code converting this module, which is the docx library to generate the docx. However, there appears to be issues with this. Okay, it's weird, but not sure what does. We don't even have the. No, we do. Oh, okay, it's just running the. I remember this. So it's not running it through emulator. Would it work actually? Not sure about this. Let's see what Sonnet does. Okay, it did some changes. Let's find out what is that. Seems to be an issue with Markdown and parse. Okay, this could be the problem. Okay. Like that. We already had a way to format this. Not sure why is it trying to do it again. Alright, just move that function somewhere in there for this get diff is produced. Oh, now I remember what could be the issue. So basically the markdown to this Google Doc, the approach that I built here, also obviously with cursor, it was like taking literally every single bit of it and then converting it one by one, like bullets and so on. So it can happen that a new piece of markdown is generated from this output and it doesn't know it. Maybe that's a good idea that I prompt it differently here so that it doesn't allow, like if it cannot find something that cannot convert it to the docx format that is compatible with Google Docs, then it just basically ignores that and then leave that part as markdown. It's okay, so that it just doesn't break. I think it is already taking that approach. Let's fix remaining length errors. Okay, I'm curious what happens next. So meanwhile this is running, I have a small message to you guys. If you're especially living in Berlin and you watched to this far, thank you so much. What I'm doing is I had this workshop on Saturday last week. I'm going to have a very similar workshop on 20th of 2020 of April. In this workshop we'll basically go and build an AI agent that takes care of your inbox, your email inbox. Let me see, it's still running. Yeah, it's running. I can show you the Luma page. You can join if you want. The last one was a blast. Look at that, like 100 people signed up, and it was a full room full of people. Something like I was showing it here somewhere. So just to give you like a taste of how the last one was, it was an amazing experience. Like we had a lot of people join and it was like room full of like 75 people, everybody hands on, and it was really, really cool. So if you want to actually join this next one, it's happening on 20th of, not sure if here, 20th. We already have 2 venues confirmed. I'll need to find out which one is nice for this particular workshop. And basically, we're gonna build a LinkedIn post generator thingy. So I have a personal pain. I forgot to reply to this email, which was very important, and it took 7 days for me to reply this, and I want to solve that problem. The idea is that it basically will listen to my inbox and then send me WhatsApp messages and do a phone call if it finds an important email that I should attend to it. Okay, I think this is running fine, and this terminal has hot reload, so I'm okay with that. So let's go back to our n8n to MD that is connected to... Oh, I copied that URL. Yeah, it's gone. So we need this in grok again. And I need this base URL. Alrighty. So let's execute the previous nodes. I really like this animation of n8n. And let's execute this node. I think each time it will just replace that one, so we may need to open the new file because it gets a new... There we go. Whoa! Vibe coding worked. Exactly, I don't know what was the problem and how did it solve it, but at least it worked. So let's see the diff. What did it do? Okay. We had this before. Where did it go? Okay, it may have moved it. Block code. There was some part that was missing and now it's there, so it's good. It is fixed now. So let's make a branch. Fixed, I don't know, MD error. I'm gonna go through the whole process and then call it a day. So because it can happen that after the deployment it will need to be fixed or something. So I have a small okay. I'm just gonna go on with this particular one quickly to kind of like save it, squash and save. Righty. And let's pull this and deploy it and then see what happens. I do pick the right, yep, it's the correct one. I think I have a deploy command as well. Yep, so let's do that. Run deploy. So meanwhile this is deploying, I'd like to add one thing that I have seen lately in the area of like vibe coding, that most often if the result is not right, the best approach would be that you stash it and then you do it from the scratch, because it can hallucinate. So basically the hallucination can be mitigated in a way that you do small little chunks, you do a lot of documentation. There's another project that I may in the future cover it, if I open source it, cover it with this live vibe coding. So what the method that I've developed is I write a lot of MD files, Markdown files, and then actually I will show you. Wait a minute, the deployment is still running. Let me quickly show you this project and explain this approach, and I think that really changed the way I do vibe coding. So this is the project. If you go to README and run it, I'm right now working on version number 2.0.2, so the next version after the first version, and there is like a roadmap and stuff. But what you will see is that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, including this one, like this particular README, so 9 README files. Each README that you open, it has like a lot of details. And this particular approach helped me a lot in writing code or vibe coding code here, and it was super fast. Like the entire AI agent took me like 4 days to build, and it's a good one. Like it works very well. And how I started doing that is literally documenting it. So how I started doing it is literally documenting it on this level. Like I created these diagrams in a very generic way, and then I put things together, and then I wrote those Google Markdown document, and then I generated code, and it was much faster than usual. So let's check it out. Okay, the deployment is done. So apparently, if I go to this one, this one, which had, oh, sorry, not this one. I think we need to do one more clone from this and call it aemalsayer.com so that we know that this one is basically pointing to aemalsayer.com's URL. So it was, I will just basically go to the this one, this URL, come here, paste it, test it, and yeah, it's running all the previous nodes, and still failing. Service unavailable. Oh, okay, it's probably deploying. It's maybe in the deployment mode, so I'm not sure if the deployment is not running. It seems to be okay. I don't know this error. Let's give this entire error to here. And also, maybe it makes sense that we give this error to I think there is a new feature if I can keep sending new information while it's building. I also see this on my n8n. Yes, exactly. So it keeps like requesting new. Previously, you couldn't do that. You could stop it and then do it. Why does it say that I have to redeploy? Oh, it's just a memory problem. But why? Why should it run out of memory? It's not that big. Where do we see memory? I don't see memory. Oh, here. But this was the problem. Okay, let's increase the memory. The LLM knows better than me in that sense. Okay, let's run the deployment here. Don't need to leave. There we go. I think it's gonna take some time before the actual function is available, or I don't remember how it works. So these are the errors that we saw from previous, like 4 minutes ago. So let's give it a try. This is still here, test. It's still the same thing. So let's double check that hypothesis I had. Yeah, you're right. Once the Firebase deployment is complete, the function should be updated in new config. Yeah, that's how I remember, because it is being held back for that good reason. I like this feature because then you don't need to do a lot of copy pasting. Oh, still I see that 256 memory limitation. Oh yeah, the memory allocation was not correctly done. Let's do it with the command line memory allocation to this function. Okay, let's do the deployment once again. There we go. Yeah, still the same thing. Okay, I think I should not drag this to. Yeah, it does the same. I have an idea. I will resolve. This is a deployment problem. This is just basically a small deployment issue, as we saw it here on the other workflow. This one, it worked fine. If I test it one more time. Oh, indeed, the ngrok might not be running, and also the cloud function is not running. So, or is it running? This is running. let's run the cloud function. Let's see this. Okay, this is still the same. Yep. So basically, the bug is fixed. It is merged. Only that the deployed version is not working. I will fix that off this recording. I think the recording went too big and too long. I want to make sure that we don't overrun that. Let's say 1 hour maximum debugging. Oh, for some stupid reason, it's now not working anymore. It used to. It should be turning this into Google Doc. I mean, Markdown. That's embarrassing. Please work. That is weird. Okay, each time it creates a new one. This is now getting to my nerves. Like, literally, it was working here perfectly fine before. And now it is not. So these 2 tries, it stopped working. Actually, then let's continue with this, because it could be that it is a different way, a different format. I am gonna move this one here. Testing this again. I see this on my Google Docs. Although it worked previously, I am running it locally on my machine. The deployment of Firebase function is still problematic. Okay, so I can screenshot that the conversion is now working correctly. Hallucination, let me explain it properly. Check. So, why am I not able to paste this a screenshot here? Okay, let's refresh the context window. So, 1 and 2. Why am I not able to put the second screenshot? That's weird. There we go. So the first screenshot shows that it worked fine. The second screenshot is the current state. It stopped working. Can you please double check and let me know? I am afraid that we didn't do a poll. Did we do a poll? Yeah, we did a poll. Let's see what it brings. I'm super happy with this new setup that I found with my camera. My camera goes like, dies after a few minutes, but with this setup, it can go for long periods. And I can see that the microphone is also working fine. Which way? This way? This way. And yeah, well, actually I'm leveling up my work with lighting. I don't know where I'll go. I kind of like becoming serious about my content production, and I hope I will continue doing this for the rest of the year. But let's see. You never know if something comes up and then it blows your passion and you get into that rat race of producing something for money, and I hope that's not gonna happen. Well, I hope money is produced, but I hope that I will not run in a... Okay, so it is done. Let's do the build and the deployment. I think the deployment should do the build inherently. Okay, why do I want to do the run? Just let's be safe, run the server again. And if everything is wired up correctly, let's just make sure that the traffic is going on. So we have like this much traffic here. And this is here. Test. And traffic came here, traffic came there. And Google Docs generated. And voila. This is back to normal. Whatever change it brought, that's the magic. So did some changes. Yeah, it created a test endpoint. Not sure why do we need a test endpoint. Strip Markdown code block wrapper. Oh, I see what happens. So the response here, exactly. So this is basically the Markdown block that you see in the response of ChatGPT. So this was a new thing coming to it, and therefore it looks like this gray color because it's the /markdown. Okay. It was just a new feature that ChatGPT was throwing out back this new format, and then it came to this. So I'm gonna now bun run deploy. Well, the deployment has a problem. I'm not sure if we should resolve that in this episode. I may do it asynchronously, but I will do this and I have another idea. Since it already has the context, did I remove? Can you generate a nice branch name and a comment message for this activity? I should have said get. Got it. Does it know that I meant get? Okay. It's following the proper get. The feature / code block wrapper, and this is too much. Or edit the block wrapper, and this we can use for the get commit message. Added this, and squash and merge, confirm. Okay, one last test before we go, once the deployment is done, to see if it is resolved now on the server. Well, we can actually do that. No, let's wait for this. So I need a few more tools for my recording. Something that shows a timer or something. QuickTime does not have this feature. Or maybe I will build a screen recorder of my own. You never know. Especially like just a side note to... The reason I'm giving the side note is to give this deployment a little bit time to kind of like spin off all the virtualization and so on. So what I do here is also interesting. If I show you, it is basically a simple web application that I run here on webcam.aemalsayer.com. You can also use it for yourself. And then you press Control C. It shows you this camera list, so you can switch the camera source. Like this is my laptop camera. I can do this. It goes back to this Sony camera, and even I use continuity. So, not working? Yeah, working. This is basically my my phone camera, so I can do this. If you want to use this for your content production, you can. Be my guest. It's just a small, tiny web application, just a JavaScript application. Nothing so nothing so fancy about it. Okay, enough of talking. This is now okay. Let's go to the one with aemalsayer.com on it. This is correct. Let's run the whole workflow, and I hope it works. If it doesn't work, then it's just a deployment issue. I'll fix that asynchronously. Please work. Oh yeah, it worked. Let's see if it is bringing us an empty document or a full document. There we go. My first episode of vibe coding live worked. Yeah! So I had like someone finding this project a couple of days ago approached me on WhatsApp to kind of like, he found it through YouTube. So this episode was for you. I'm sorry I don't remember your name, but this episode is for you. I'll send this video to your WhatsApp. I only have like a couple of hundred subscribers on my YouTube channel, but please, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. You will get a lot of cool content like this. Thank you everyone for watching, and bye.